Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. I've gotten lots of requests lately. I took a poll over on my Patreon campaign and I've been getting lots of requests over there to share with you some more cold process soap recipes. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a full visual process and tutorial of how to make a cold process soap recipe that I have been kind of tinkering around with for a while. I've been experimenting with different ways to make harder bars of soap, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a charcoal and sea moss cold process soap. In this video today, I'm going to be going over my full visual step-by-step process and tutorial of how to make this amazing beneficial soap. And if you would like the full recipe plus a full written detailed step-by-step tutorial, please head on over to my Patreon campaign where you can unlock this formula at just the $5 level. If you haven't had a chance to check out my campaign yet, I really hope that you'll make 2024 your year. It's still January. It's the perfect time to sign up. If you sign up for a year membership, you get a 10% discount over the whole year, so it's a perfect time to sign up, pick up a new hobby, or enhance something that you already know how to do, learn a new skill. Just at the $5 level, there are hundreds of formulas for you to take advantage of, and we have 5 other tiers also available, each with their own unique benefits. And upon sign up, we are still offering our coupon codes to my favorite suppliers like Makesy.com as well as OnlineLabels.com. All right, let's get started. Alright, so while I'm getting my gloves and my goggles on, I wanted to also update you of a few new things. So in my description box, you will also now see an Amazon influencer affiliate link. I get a lot of questions about where I get items, and a lot of things I do purchase on Amazon. So I thought I would go ahead and start the affiliate link, and now you can just click the link and browse all of my favorite things. And if you purchase using the affiliate link, it does benefit me, so thank you so much if you decide to do that. The other thing I wanted to make you aware of is another channel that I started called Everyday with Sunshine that just has a bunch of everyday life kind of videos that are going to be posted on there. By the time you see this video, there will be 2 videos posted and 1 short video, so I hope you'll go over there. You can link to my new channel on the home page of this channel, and I'll also place a link in the description box. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place my goggles on. I've got my long sleeves, my gloves, my long pants, and my closed-toed shoes. In this container here, I have a combination of mango butter, olive oil, castor oil, coconut oil, shea butter, and sweet almond oil. So I'm going again for a harder bar of soap. So my percentage of hard oils and butters are a little bit higher in this formula. It's palm-free and all natural. This should also be a fairly moisturizing bar of soap with a fair amount of shea butter and olive oil and mango butter. We do have a pretty high amount of coconut oil, but that is because I wanted to try and share with you a bar of soap that is long-lasting and a little bit on the harder side. My oils are at 86 degrees and my lye is at 87 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and combine the oil with the lye. And I didn't do any water discount today because my recipe with the charcoal and the sea moss could accelerate. I know that charcoal has a tendency to do that. So we're going to go ahead and add in my lye and give it a good stir. I'm just going to be blending to a super light trace or just emulsification. And that's all I'm going to do. It's just to combine the oils with the lye. We haven't even reached trace. You can find, again, this container, my immersion blender, over on my Amazon affiliate link. All right, and so now I'm just gonna go ahead and pour off. We're making a 2-pound batch of soap today. You can also find this scale over there too. I get a lot of questions about my scale, so now you can definitely find it over on my Amazon link. And I'm going to weigh off about 1 pound into this other container. So it's about split exactly in half here. Okay, now you guys have seen me use sea moss before in its raw form with cold processed soap. If you haven't had a chance to check out that video, I'll go ahead and place the link also to that video in the description box. I have several cold process recipes, and I have a cold processed sea moss soap recipe, also a melt and pour soap with sea moss. So you guys have seen me use raw sea moss. That's where you process the sea moss and blend it up and add it to your soap. And this time I'm going to show you a little bit different of a method. In the past, I've gotten quite a few questions regarding if you can use the sea moss powder. There's a powdered form you can purchase. This is actually Irish moss, which is very, very close to sea moss. They're almost identical in composition. I got this one from Star West Botanicals, and as you can see, it's just got kind of a beige color, and we're just going to go ahead and use the powdered form in this recipe. So for this half, we're going to go ahead and scoop out. This is probably going to turn kind of a brownish tan color. And then in the other half, I'm going to be adding in some charcoal. This is activated charcoal that I got from Brambleberry. I think Brambleberry. Yes. You gotta be careful with this because it can go airborne very easily. Super fine powder. Now, sea moss has a ton of benefits, as you probably know. Sea moss is chock full of vitamins and minerals that are both good for your insides and your outsides. So I'm going to go ahead and stir in my powdered sea moss just a little bit. We're not going to be adding any additional color to this. Like I said, this is just an all-natural soap. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a stir by hand. There's going to be clumps in there until I can hit that with the stick blender again, but I just want to get it initially sort of blended in. So this is going to provide vitamins and nutrients to the soap and minerals. Then I'm going to go ahead and stir in my activated charcoal. By hand. Activated charcoal is known for its detoxifying properties. It's the main reason we use it in soap, and it adds a tiny bit of exfoliation, manual exfoliation, to your soap. So with the combination of the sea moss powder and the activated charcoal, this is going to be a very nourishing bar of soap. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in my essential oil blend. Now here I have a 50-50 blend of rosemary and eucalyptus essential oils. It smells so good. It's wonderful. It's just bright and fresh smelling. Again, just giving this a stir by hand before we go back in with that stick blender. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and take my stick blender and thicken this up just a little bit. I want sort of a fluid, more of a fluid soap here. So I'm going into the sea moss portion first on low speed. Just breaking up those chunks and getting the essential oil blended in. Now moving over to the charcoal. And that's all I'm gonna do. Now we're ready to go ahead and pour this into the mold. Now I'm just using this little 2-pound mold from Nurture Soap. It's got a silicone liner, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with my black. And I'm just going to go ahead and go in with an S pattern. And I'm going to do the same with the sea moss, and we're just going to alternate back and forth. If you're new to soap making and you're kind of intimidated by bigger batches of soap, I definitely recommend starting out slow with smaller batches until you get the hang of it before scaling up. Usually I make a 5-pound batch, but today I'm going to just be working with a smaller batch. As you can see, my charcoal and my sea moss are creating a bit of a, they are creating a little bit of a speedy trace here. That's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to go ahead and take a spoon and give it a nice spoon swirl. I'm just taking this, I guess it's a, let me go ahead and tap it down first. I'm just hitting the bottom, I'm twirling it all the way through. I'm going all the way to the bottom of the mold and just sort of pulling through the brown color, the brown sea moss soap through the black. I'm going to take a little bit of this sea moss soap and decorate the top. Just putting it onto the end of my spatula and just sort of winging it back and forth. Now, this is the first actual soap I've made in 2024, so that's always really exciting for me, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get a chopstick so I can swirl the top a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna take my chopstick and I'm just going back and forth. I don't have the skewer pushed in very far, just to the top, because I don't want to mess up the inside design. And now I'm going back down to create a little bit of a pattern. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is just go ahead and top this with some chamomile. I got these beautiful chamomile flowers from Mountain Rose Herbs. And I'm just going to top it with a little bit of natural looking. This is just for interest. It's not imparting any benefit to the soap, but it just has a nice little pop of color and it just makes it look nice and botanical. I'm just going to take my skewer here and just sort of push down just to make sure that they get embedded in there so that they're not falling out. And the last thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take some 99% rubbing alcohol and just spritz the top. This is gonna do two things. It's gonna help adhere the chamomile flowers to the soap, and it's gonna prevent soda ash from forming on the top. And there it is. Stay tuned for the cutting. All right, so it's time to go ahead and cut this soap. It's been curing for a little over 24 hours now, and I just think so far it looks really interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this soap. I always put the botanical side this way, facing the edge. That way I don't drag the botanicals down the soap and create big drag marks. So we're gonna go ahead and slice the soap, and this will be my little end piece. It smells really good. I've got a good swirl in there. I think it looks really pretty. Ooh, look at that side. Gorgeous. Beautiful swirls. I was a little nervous that the black was going to swallow up the tan sea moss color when I was making it, but I seem to have gotten a nice swirl. It's always a surprise when you cut your soap what you're going to get. Here's the last one. And the back side doesn't have much of a swirl. There you go, everybody. That's how you make an all-natural charcoal and sea moss soap. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please remember to leave me some comments and questions below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with a friend. Bye, everybody. Keep shining.